Hello, my name is Nicholas, and I'm 28 years old, and I have been in the engineering career field that I've found myself in now for the past 10 years, which is estimating and project management, but mostly focusing on the estimating side of things. And this video is going to be on how to estimate like a pro, basically a step-to-step guide to estimating a project from the beginning to the end. So the first thing that you're going to start with is getting an invitation to bid. So according to the size of your company, you might help with that and the business development side of things, but for the most part, you're going to get an invitation to bid through your email. And that is going to normally involve, at the very least, plans, but probably specifications, RFIs, a few other things, addendums according to how far they are into the process. And that'll normally just get sent to your work email, and it'll have already been through maybe higher ups, like either the owner or a senior estimator, and then get sent to you. And then you start breaking it apart, loading up the plans into whatever software that you plan on using. And from that point, after pretty much just figuring out, making sure that you either do or don't want to do the project, that's the point where you're going to start uploading things to, like, let's say Bluebeam or PlanSwift. And you're going to do a takeoff on the material for that. You're going to get sums in each. So that'll be for a count, for instance, or lineal foot, which would be for line measurements for different various materials, or square footage for area or square yards, something like that, and then cubic yards for concrete. All of those different things you're going to get during the takeoff process. At that point, you can either add pricing into these takeoff software that you're using so that they directly calculate pricing from the materials, and then you're basically just taking that pricing and moving it over to an Excel with the line items for each product and material amount. And then, of course, tacking on their labor and any other thing, like, let's say, for instance, travel or per diem for the workers as they are out traveling, rental cars, flights if they have to go here or there. All things like that are going to be taken into account and put onto the Excel sheet or whatever you're using to compile all this information to get you a final number. And you're going to have overhead, which is all of that. And then you're going to have profit, which is your gross margin, which you add to the end at a certain percentage. That percentage might vary between like 5 to 30% according to the size of the job and the size, the company that you're working for. All of that stuff varies pretty much. But you're going to take that, you're going to put that onto a proposal. Normally that's going to be in Adobe or Word. And you're going to have a list of inclusions and exclusions. You're going to have a header with like the company logo, name, all that stuff, date, time, what set of plans you use probably. It might be more specific or more generic according to how things work out. But normally, from what I've seen, they'll be pretty specific to which company or which company it's going to, as well as have your company name on it. And then that's just going to get sent off to the customer. And from that point, you'll wait and possibly hear back. A lot of it is going to be between a waiting game and then also you reaching out and actually trying to get the project through yourself. So that involves getting on the phone probably and holding some conversations with those who you bid to, site team or their estimator, or however however this process went. But that's generally, and this is for like if you're estimating for a subcontractor, this would just generally be your process for going through an estimate. You'll also have to track this estimate normally into some sort of CRM software, so a Salesforce or Sage or a few others that I've seen. As far as pricing goes, if you do not have that pricing available to put into the software, like the takeoff software, you're going to use an Xactimate and RS Means to get pricing and labor amounts for what you're doing. And that'll be, of course, compiled into the Excel, like I was talking about earlier, with the material amounts and the quantities. Then you'll have another column with pricing, and then you'll times that pricing by how many square feet it is, or how many each piece is, or kind of like that. So this has been a pretty decent and general walkthrough for the process that I've used throughout my past at least 6 years in the civilian world. It was a little bit different for me in the Air Force for whenever I was doing my estimating and project management. Completely different process because I was actually out in the field doing these estimates. So different process, but generally the same information going on. You might have to, in between this time, perform a site walk to where you actually go out, probably with a set of plans and your phone to take pictures if you need them. Some other, because of this video being on the pro side of things, I kind of wanted to mention more high level things. So a tape measure and a laser pointer would be perfect tools for an estimator, because you're going to be out there in the field and getting a measurement by just looking at it or trying to walk it using your feet, thinking that your foot is going to be about a foot for each step you take or whatever, is just going to lead to inaccuracies probably everywhere. So, and a lot of the times, especially if it's a restoration project, you're not going to have exactly perfect information for the project. So actually realizing that and going out and getting accuracy will help you with your accuracy, believe it or not. And the tape measure, of course, for shorter distances, the laser pointers for a little bit longer distances. Both are pretty cheap to get. A lot of companies will give you a reflective vest as well as a hard hat to be able to go on site. A lot of them will also ask you to have a pair of steel toe boots. I still have a pair of steel toe boots that came all the way from the Air Force back whenever I was in that. I just wasn't really wearing like that at the time. Like, I had another pair of boots and those were destroyed. You could pretty much see the steel through the canvas that goes into the top of the boot. But yeah, general things. Just want to help you guys out, get you learning about my career field. It is not prevalent. It's not just information that's out there. I looked, think about it. I mean, I sit in an office every day. So how much time do I have to look up things about my career field? It's just not a lot out there. So that's what this is. Like, subscribe, and share. It'll help grow and spread this information out so other people like yourself are able to find it, because I've only been on this platform for right around 4 months, so it's not out there at this point. Also, check the link in the description below. It's a link to my company website, which has my digital products related to estimating, my ebooks, as well as the link below that, which is my business phone number. And that is for consulting purposes, for between me and you, for an hour a week, just to get you up to the level to be able to apply to somebody's job in estimating. And and as well as my school community, which is also listed there. It's free to join for right now, so come join while you can, for free at least. You can always join in the future at a paid amount. I have my first course on there. I also have a course coming about using estimating software, but specifically it's going to be on Bluebeam, just to build your knowledge again. So I will catch you in the next one. Thank you.